known fact, and there's something that exhibitors would talk about too, say Ajay Bijli from a PVR or Inox now merged with them. They were doing exceedingly well. The multiplexes were doing exceedingly well. Films of a certain type were doing exceedingly well. They never saw OTT platforms as a competition because they felt that the consumers there are actually there for the web series. They watch long form entertainment, but pandemic gave people that access to film premiering one after the other to a point, guys, and please tell me if you think that that's really what happened, when now there's a clear distinction between ये theater वाली film है और ये OTT वाली film है. Is that where we've reached, Divya, Siddharth? If you were to make a Hitchki now, would you consider it an OTT wali film and not go straight to the theater? Is that the change that has taken place, Divya?
Mayank, I feel, and I really talk to a lot of people every day, and from all walks of life. So what happens, there's an excitement to watch a film, period. उनको film देखनी है. लेकिन अब ये pandemic की वजह से what happened, that you know it's going to come on OTT.
Eventually.
Right. वो एक महीने बाद देखेंगे. Also, there's also the thing.
ये आमिर को बोल देना चाहिए था ना, 6 महीने बाद आएगी. सब लोग गए ही नहीं देखने के लिए, thinking it will probably come on an OTT platform, right? Yes.
So there are three factors I feel. One is now there's a conditioning that एक जो हमें बड़े पर्दे का चाम है कि वहाँ जाके popcorns के साथ खाएंगे, but वो popcorns का price एक normal family के लिए बहुत बढ़ गया है. Recently when Chup released, I think there was a 75 rupees का thing, and it was a houseful thing. So there are lots of things that come by. People still want to go to the theaters, but this has to come to a point where everyone can afford it, rather than say चल यार अगले महीने देख लेंगे, कोई बात नहीं. There's a choice that they have.
Correct.
And also I think there's what you say is a grand film, like you'll say like an RRR coming in or a Brahmastra coming in. I have seen all these films in the theater, and people want to watch these films, and we were fingers crossed कि इस बार फिल्में, you're right निखिल, हर कोई कह रहा था ये फिल्म चलनी चाहिए. People should go into the theaters, जाने चाहिए अंदर, and there has to be a coexistence, a good marriage rather than competitive thingy के अरे भाई वहाँ नहीं देखेंगे तो यहाँ देखेंगे, तो एक का profit दूसरे का loss जो हो वो लगता है system कि there's a clear demarcation, वो है. I'm saying there should be a little kind of a thing where there's a proper gap between a film that comes in and then it goes to an OTT platform, so that people have a choice anyway. वो तो देखेंगे ही, but उतना वक्त मिलना चाहिए कि जिसको तभी देखनी है, or that excitement, it coexists is what I feel, because I love to watch both.
Right.
I think in the pandemic we all woke up to South cinema a lot. A lot. When I'm saying Malayalam cinema.
Tell me, would you release Hitchki in the theater, or would you go directly OTT if you were to do it right now?
I would still release in the theater because it's a high concept film. But it depends on the kind of pressure you want to take as a producer. I'm a director over there, but if I have to produce a film today, if I'm making certain kind of films where I know that these films are, there's a certain expectation when you're doing a theatrical film. You have to deliver a number. You're judged. Similarly, you have to deliver subscriptions on OTT. Let's not forget that. They're not buying your film if you're not adding value or getting subscribers. So there is a business there too. But if you want to make a certain kind of film which you feel that this may not deliver 8 crore, 10 crore day one, or 3 crore, 4 crore even day one, but this will give you a lot of respect. This will give you the subscription. So there's a diverse, I feel that there is that demarcation for sure. You make a good film first of all.
No, of course, that's a given. You'd want to make a good film. Yeah.
But I would believe there is a demarcation that today, if I have to choose where my film would go, depending on the subject, then I would feel that this would be more suitable on OTT and this would be more suitable on theater.
Right. Mrs. Sai, yes.
Yeah, so just because we are already short of time, एक तो मैं श्रेयांश को बधाई देना चाहता हूँ, पंचायत एक्सीलेंट, इतना बढ़िया वो सीरीज़ था, I watched it with my family, और दूसरा सोहम, you are the real star. हमने महारानी जो देखा, पहला सीरीज़ पूरा देखा, और आपका अपने इतना बढ़िया किरदार आपने निभाया उसका, साहिब बोलते हैं, क्योंकि हम बिहार के हैं, तो हम सीरियल बहुत अच्छे से समझते हैं. Maharani 2 was getting launched on 25th of August, if I'm not mistaken. And we had decided, me, my wife and my daughter is She's a big girl now. So we had decided we'll watch Maharani 2 together and finish it of the weekend. 25th August, I was not in Delhi. So my family waited for me to come back. And in one day, we watched all the 10 episodes. So
Thank you, sir.
excellent. Excellently done.
Sir.
The point which I wanted to make, and I'm surprised why nobody made it, and that is the best part. Difference between a theatrical release and an OTT release is a theatrical release requires a pre-certification by CBFC, and OTT does not require it. It is self-certification, self-discipline, and that creative liberty you have for a web series. And I can tell you it was not easy. When we were trying to bring the regulations for OTT platforms, because a lot of people were talking about it, there was a certain quote, certain people were saying, even films on OTT should be pre-certified. But we in the ministry, we felt no, there are two different platforms. One is for a theatrical exhibition where you see along with 500 people. There, the nuances are very different, the thinking is very different. Here you are voting in your privacy, in your room, on your laptop, on your mobile. This is a one-on-one relation between the producer, director, and the consumer. It has to be self-certification and not pre-certification. So that has.
Thank you, sir.
So that gave, and today, I think there are a lot of people who I keep on discussing about those things, and they said that this is the best thing which could have happened. And now, shortly, we'll also see the similar type of a 5-level certification. It may also come on for films, on for theatrical release.
So, Mr. Sai, if you can make this very clear, because about a year and a half ago, when the government announced a 3-tier system, anyone can have a problem with anything that appears in any place online, and then the OTT platform has to listen to that complaint, which is terribly loaded against the content creator. It's more in favor of the content consumer, right? And then there's a grievance officer who is liable, who the government can go after if that person has not taken all those measures. Then, sir, if this is what we know, I'd love to hear your response and exactly where we are on that.
I will give you,
yes.
I will give you a response from Maharani itself. The first grievance which came to our knowledge was a person from Rajasthan who wrote a letter complaining against Maharani series that it is trying to make aspersions about certain castes and communities. And I am being a movie lover, I had watched the entire series. And in the first series, the 10 episodes, and in the 10th episode, the lady, she sends her husband to jail, who she felt was a corrupt politician, had done something which was criminal and sent him to jail. So that grievance had come. I sent it to Sony Live. And I said, इसका एक अच्छा जवाब बना दीजिएगा और जवाब बनाकर उनको आप भेज दीजिएगा. वो हिंदी में उनकी चिट्ठी आई थी जिन्होंने ग्रीवांस रेज किया था, 1 person फ्रॉम राजस्थान, और उन्होंने इतना बढ़िया जवाब बनाया. It was a 1.5 page letter. It was replied in Hindi. And after that, there was no further. Now, point which I'm trying to make is, and I mentioned about that at several forums, this is the type of reply. Most people in this country, they are happy when the grievance are heard and they get a response. It is not that the grievance is a genuine grievance, but most people feel कि हमने मेरी सुनवाई हो गई. तो grievance जो है ना, citizen का grievance जो होता है, उसको अगर आप जवाब दे दीजिएगा, तो वो खुश है कि हमको जवाब मिल गया. वो हम दें, चाहे producer दे, चाहे Sony Live दे, चाहे Hotstar दे. In the last, now it's about 1.5 years since we had these rules. We have not heard from a single OTT platform saying we are burdened because of the grievance redressal mechanism. Nobody is burdened.
Sir, कैसे बोलेंगे आपको sir?
नहीं मैं आपको बताता हूँ.
tell you.
नहीं, मैं आपको बताता हूँ. क्योंकि उनके पास कितना ग्रीवांस आता है और कितना रिड्रेस होता है, उसका हम लोग को ब्यौरा उन लोग देते हैं. ऐसा नहीं कि बहुत ग्रीवांसेस आता है. ऐसा नहीं है. और they do not have to make a separate mechanism for grievance. Anybody can reply. So it is not a burden at all. You talk to, I don't know, Hotstar है, ऐसा कोई ग्रीवांस नहीं आता है.
No, fair enough.
आता है तो वो निवारण उसका होता है.
I think the point
और कोई भी हम लोगों ने आज तक, सब बैठे हैं प्रोड्यूसर्स लोग, OTT, we have never, they have never felt that we have been inconvenienced because of that. And I can assure you to the entire audience here, ministries will Definitely, it's a guarantee from the ministry. Nobody would ever feel that we are getting inconvenienced, and nobody has been brought to inconvenience. And that will happen in future also.
Sir, right now we have an extremely progressive, cinema-loving INB Joint Secretary, which is fantastic. कल कोई और आए तो
नहीं, वो बात नहीं, ये इंस्टीट्यूशनल सेटअप है, एक इंस्टीट्यूशनल मैकेनिज्म है. और आप इनको शायद नहीं पता होगा, there were a few of the OTT series which were getting, Family Man season 2 when it was getting launched. You ask Mr. Manoj Vajpayee and others, 2 days before it was getting launched, and I can share it with you, there was a request, in fact, a firm request to the ministry, please do not allow it to come up because they're trying to hurt Tamil sentiments or something of that sort come to us.
from a consumer.
No, from a elected representative.
Acha.
And a lot of people writing the same from Tamil Nadu. It was, I remember it was a Saturday. And on Sunday, I did a video call from the ministry. I did a video call on Sunday, VC with the producer, with the Amazon team, and Mr. Manoj Vajpayee was also there. I said, please let me understand. Why are people talking about it? There was something in the promo that because it had not yet got released, there was something in the promo which apparently it felt like it was there was a problem and that would hurt Tamil sentiment, something of that sort. So we did a 1.5 hour session with the producer director, with Amazon and with Manoj Bajpayee, just trying to understand as to what it is. And I told Manojji that you are a person with high credibility. So obviously you would not like to do something which in a way tarnishes your image as an actor. And they assured us that nothing of this is there. They gave a written reply. We replied back to them, and it got released, and it was a bounce. It was a bumper hit. So we took that stand. So why I'm saying it is not because of me, because the rules are made in the spirit that it is only an enabler, not to distort, not to in any way trying to suppress the creative freedom. Okay.
So I think rules are so much about interpretation, but may your tribe increase, Mr. Sai. I think, one more round of applause for him because we need more progressive people in the government than anything else. I've been asked that we need to wrap up. I'm going to wrap up with two things. One is, of course, because we're talking about the magic of OTT and we have sort of linked it to cinema as well. One of the things that people say when it comes to Bollywood, the Bombay film industry, as it were, the Hindi cinema industry, and it's, the decline, as it were, is that most of the top producers in the city, and you can take that, Gaurav, most of the top producers have turned into, vendors for OTT platforms, whereas that cinema industry, which is what they should be servicing, has taken a back seat, and there's a sudden invasion as we see it. Do you see